I just get depressed every time that Chris Hemsworth takes off his shirt because he's so ripped, and he does it again for no real reason in Thor the Dark World, and it just makes me feel like less of a man. What is up, everyone? My name is Benjamin Abba. I'm a Metro blogger and freelance writer, and I'm going to be going over my thoughts on the best and worst of this week's nerd culture. So, top of the list would be something that I wasn't expecting to like as much as I did. Reviews had led me to believe that it wasn't that great, but For the Dark World was, I thought, fantastic. Really good fun, great performances, superb action, and some amazing special effects. Really reminded me of Man of Steel, actually, with its emphasis on kind of spaceships and aliens and lots of sort of really impressive space shots. But the thing that really struck me most was the central relationship between Thor and Loki. Absolutely brilliant, easily the best part of the film, and you can tell that the actors Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth have a really great rapport sort of off-screen as well, because they just bounce off each other really, really well. And Tom Hiddleston, he gets easily the best lines in the entire film, and you can just tell he's really enjoying himself, because that really comes across on screen, and you kind of enjoy his performance because of that, because he's having such fun. I think it really leaves the characters in a very interesting place. I think we really have to see another Thor film because of the kind of it's almost. I'm reluctant to say too much because I don't want to spoil the film, but it definitely makes you want to see what happens next. So that really big thumbs up to that film. Even though the central villain was a little bit weak, he was a bit 2D, he kind of wanted to destroy the world for no real obvious reason. And as IGN's review said, it does kind of centre around a magical MacGuffin, which doesn't really make a huge amount of sense. It's there more because it serves the plot, I think they said, than because it's they never really explain what it does. And that was hugely disappointing. Something else that was really disappointing was another superhero, Batman Arkham Origins. While I've really been enjoying that game, don't get me wrong, I love it so far. I've heard that a lot of people have been having some technical issues, say frame rate drops, there have been some crashes, some save files just aren't loading, and missions just aren't working in some cases. And while I'm sure that is a small percentage, it's disappointing that it's happened at all, especially because this is now, I think, the third game in a row that this has kind of happened with. Say, Total War Rome 2 had massive teething troubles when it sort of came out of the gate. It was, in some cases, just broken for some people. And at least that's been fixed now, but still kind of hurt a little bit. Then we had GTA Online, which also had massive issues. People just couldn't even load up the game. And as I said in my Metro vlog, I had cars spawning on top of each other, and then I would just be thrown out of the game, or, it's just really quite frustrating. And then obviously with Batman Arkham Origins, that is yet another tentpole game that seems to be having huge issues that just shouldn't really be there. But however, on the plus side, Warner Brothers Montreal, they're the ones who developed it, got that in the end. They have been working tirelessly to try and make sure that works, as the team behind GTA Online and Total War. They were doing the same. They're really, really working hard to try and make sure it's fixed. So don't let that put you off, because Arkham Origins, I'd say, is a great game. It's not as good as Arkham Asylum or Arkham City, but I'd still say it's a great game all the same. It has fantastic combat, it has sort of some really great kind of exploration, and it nails what it feels like to be Batman. And I think while the story is a little bit flabby, it's not it's not as good as the previous entries, it's still engaging, and I think the kind of the central plot of Batman having to fight off 8 assassins is certainly intriguing, in that to see sort of how he handles threats that this Batman has not come across yet, because this is set early in his career. So generally I would say, if you're a fan of the previous games, definitely pick it up. Especially because a lot of the issues will be patched soon. Warner Bros. Montreal did say they were working on it, so definitely look out for that one. That is all the nonsense I'm going to go into this week. So, if you want more, definitely check out my Twitter @TheWordyBen, and you can also have a look at my Metro blog. Just type in Benjamin Abbott Metro Blogs on Google, should be able to find it, fairly easy. And also, I run a podcast every month called Artistic Play Network. This is focusing on the creative side of games, the story, art style, script, whatever. It's good fun, definitely check it out. It's on SoundCloud, it's got its own website, artisticplaynetwork.com. It's also on iTunes, so however you want to consume it, please go take a look. It's really, we really would appreciate you subscribing and listening to that one. So until next Sunday, I will catch you again. Have a good one.